Recording in progress.
Were we able to turn the other mic off or no? Take that as a maybe. Okay, I guess we could kill this. Let's try that. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Good. Good. It's like when the title company and the mortgage company don't call each other. Is that sound looking good? Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I'll do. Is there an echo?
Yes.
What's causing the echo? Let's see. I think maybe because we have these two devices. Can we mute one of the two? Who's tech savvy? I can't find the any key. Where's the any key? Nobody. What's that? Because I'm muted on here. We still have an echo.
Is your computer volume on?
Let's see. Okay. That could be it. Let's see. Check. Is that better?
Yes.
Muy bien.
Perfect. And just hit the got it on the screen there.
What is that?
Hit got it on the screen.
Well, I can't. That's not my screen.
Oh,
That's somebody else's. Yeah.
it's a PC.
And then you'll have the recording. You said,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, perfect. Oh, it's that one. Okay, cool. So yeah, if it's all good, do you guys want I don't know. I have an intro video, or we could skip it. What do you guys want to do? Intro video or skip it?
Intro video.
Intro
video. All right, we'll do it. It's a little bit cheesy, but hey, we'll roll with it. All right, 1 second. Let's do it. Wait for it. Okay, man, the mortgage company and title company didn't call each other today. Here we go. All right, boom, we'll do it. All right, now we need volume, right? Now we don't have volume, huh? Fantastic. All right, let's see. Well, I don't know how many people are online. Does anybody know?
Turn it up on the TV,
Yeah. Okay.
not on your computer.
Got it. Okay, there we go. Give it a shot. Nope, no volume. Nope. Can everybody at home hear us? Yes or no? Well, I'm muted. You can hear me? Yeah. Okay. You can't hear the intro. We cannot hear the intro. Okay, got it. Man, when the title company and mortgage company don't call each other, it's kind of a pain. So, right? Awesome. What's everybody hoping to learn today? I guess while I'll ask that really quick. How to take more listings without cold calling, LinkedIn, or listings anyway. Would that be cool? Yeah. Not exactly. Yeah. Let's see. They said they can hear us at home. Perhaps if this is a lower volume. Let's see. Slideshow in the beginning. It's always good to do a test run. You cannot hear it, obviously, right? Nobody here can. Okay. Because some of the audio video we will want to hear. That'll help us out tremendously. All right, I love it. Who's tech savvy? Anybody? I'm like paying cash money for help. Okay, anybody?
Are you just trying to?
I mean, I got hundreds.
Are you just trying to run it through the TV?
I guess we're gonna hear some echo. Well, you guys can't hear it, so obviously, yeah, we should have done a test run.
Are you recording your phone as well?
No. I'm
What's
not.
going on, everyone? How y'all doing today? Hope you guys are ready to crush it. Welcome to Exponential Business Coaching. Today, we're doing the Exponential Real Estate Coaching. Super excited to have everyone on the call today.
Okay, give me 1 second. I think we got it figured out. It looks like we do. So if I just turn my volume down, so it looks like somebody fixed it. Love it. Let's try it again.
What's going on, everyone? How y'all doing today? Hope you guys are ready.
We're good.
Welcome to Exponential Business Coaching. Today, we're doing the Exponential Real Estate Coaching. Super excited to have everyone on the call today. Super pumped. Hope you guys are as well. You guys get to train with a man who's been doing it for 20 years. He's made it his lifelong mission to learn the greatest leaders in business.
It's glitching there.
Sales and marketing. He's worked with and been mentored by Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Jordan Belfort, Joe Polish, Chet Holmes, many, many more. He's been building a following of real estate agents who are committed to creating exponential shifts in the number of listing and transaction completed and their income. He's mastered the high art of setting an appointment with anyone. He set up with some of the most exciting.
Only if you want to make more money. All right, I'm skipping this. This is ridiculous. Okay, how's everybody doing? Good? All right, cool. Who wants to make some more money? Anyway, thank you to Manny, Simon, everybody. Yeah, grab a seat, man. Standing room only. I'm just kidding. Good. Sign-in sheet, is that going around? Yeah, bonus gifts, everybody got it? Okay, cool. Feel free to hand that out. Everybody got here, I have handouts as well. If anybody at home needs a handout, here, if you can just take one of each and pass them down. This first, awesome. I appreciate everybody. All right, so anyway, thanks for having me today. We'll do it. How's everybody at home doing? So on my phone, what I do, I'm not texting anybody. What I typically would do on my phone is I bring it up so I can see like the audience interaction. So anyway, if you do any Zoom, so it's always a fun way to do it. Let's see if we can grab everybody at home here. Yeah, Haley, I don't know if you can let me in. Perfect. Anyway, that's a good meme too. She used that one. All right, cool. Let's keep rocking here. Oh, so there's a delay up there, obviously. You see that? Okay, we'll go slow. Okay, got it. No audio. Got it. Okay, cool. So welcome everybody at home. So there's a slight delay. It's like we're on the moon. It's kind of like, it's kind of like that. But who today would like to learn how to take, that was our title last year. Quick request, take action on immediately. So I strongly suggest that you do that. And obviously, if you want to put your phone on silent or airplane mode, unless you have like a listing or anything coming up, sound good? We'll stay focused. Oh, a few PSAs, man, I'm old. If you remember this one, you're old like me, right? The PSA, the more you know logo. All right, I have a few. Anybody do any public speaking? Chamber of Commerce, anything? So my first rental property, I paid $500 for 5 lines of black and white in the newspaper. Some of y'all remember that. I was like, how else would I rent the thing, right? Well, now for free, we can get millions of people to see us online. So I think we should be a producer of social media content, not as much as we are a consumer. It's a great business tool, and if you're doing public speaking, you should shout it out. Mine's at dfly7 if you want to follow me. But I'm telling you, one day I got 500 followers in 5 minutes just from shouting it out. So you should do that. It's literally a currency, right? You can get listings and make money from it. So strongly suggest that. All right, cool. Let's go with this quote here. This is Warren Buffett. I suggest you check it out. But he brought up this quote in the book from Warren Buffett. Sometimes it's not how fast you row your boat, it's how fast the stream is going. ... Believe me, I wouldn't have flown from Florida to here. I've been in every major company, and Keller Williams is my favorite. Business partner joining a market center out in Florida, and I'll probably be joining one as well. So anyway, I believe that you're in the right boat as far as Keller Williams go. Today, the metaphor for boats I'm going to give is, is there an AC adjustment in here, by the way? It's like the BTUs just pumped it up. Does anybody know? Is there an air conditioning adjustment, or can we crack the door?
Oh, we want the window open?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, there's too much heat in here, too many amazing people. I love it. So the boat that the metaphor I'm gonna use today is gonna be listing trophy, because I think too many of us are like just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, but most of them fall to the floor, right? Okay, the other PSA, I haven't, anybody sick and tired of the extended car warranty people? Yeah, yes, I have an extended car warranty, yeah? They've ruined it for us too, you know what? Nobody picks up the phone anymore. Did you notice that? I'll call 100 people. I don't care if they're homeowners or agents. Maybe 1 or 2 pick up the phone, right? If you want some solutions to that, let me know. But here's my PSA on it. Your homeowner, buyer, or seller is not going to send you this meme, although that's pretty funny, right? This thing on. Now, this one, I will tell you, your homeowner won't send you either, but take a photo or screenshot. If somebody doesn't talk to you in 2 or 3 weeks, that's a Hail Mary. You know how many replies I've gotten off of that thing? More than you could imagine. Nothing else in the world has worked. I know, Daniel, it's not professional. No, if it gets you the listing, by definition, it is professional, because isn't professional meaning you make money. So that does actually work, believe it or not. But the PSA is going to be that you should pick up the phone, you increase your GCI, and take more listings. Can anybody guess what the #1 complaint is according to the NAR as far as with real estate agents? The #1 unspoken complaint for buyers and sellers. My real estate agent won't pick up the phone, won't communicate with me. It's the #1 unspoken objection. I'd throw it into your listing presentation or buyer's presentation. Right? There's even some agents now that are saying, I'll take $100 off my commission for every week I don't talk to you. Pretty interesting, isn't it? What's actually happening. I've never been to Montana. Anybody been?
Yep.
Nice. So I'm speaking of this mini mega camp. It's like Montana. Anybody go to mega camp or family reunion? Yeah, awesome. So I'm speaking at it. If anybody wants to go, I can hook a few of you up with tickets, including you, many, or Simon or Kim. Thank you. Anyway, I've never been there. I think it's going to be fun. Guess who I got to go? Anybody heard of Laurel Starks? She gets 115 listings a year from family law attorneys. Guess how I got an introduction to her? Through LinkedIn. Somebody I hadn't talked to in 15 years. So anyway, if you want to come see me and Laurel Starks, I'll hook everybody up with a ticket. I've never been to Montana. I think it'll be fun. So anyway, there's a plug. Did you said you went to Mega Camp this year? Family reunion. Did you see Ed Milet?
Absolutely.
One more call. Ed Milet is worth like 500 million. Wow. I used to call Ed Milet 18. I have a cell phone. I texted him. He doesn't reply a lot. But I used to call Ed Milet 18 years ago when I worked with Tony Robbins to set up trainings. But I remember he was doing good back then. But like $500 million, like that's not bad. Pretty good start. Ed's the man. I don't work for Keller Williams, just to be clear. But I think Gary Keller's a genius, like legit a genius. So this was his quote. I'm from the East Coast, by the way. If you want me to slow down, if you have any questions, just let me know. All right. When the market shifts, you don't necessarily have to put in more hours, according to Gary, but you do have to switch the way you spend your time. If you don't like lead gen, you might get caught out. Anybody heard Gary say this?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, but what if your lead gen could be easier and fun, not endless cold calling things that don't work, banging your head against the wall? Yeah. Listen, if you're a real estate agent and you can't, but if you can't pick this thing up and get listings, right, you're not going to be happy with your life. So that's what we're going to show you today. Look, anybody remember Michael Douglas from the movie Wall Street? Okay, he had a few good quotes. I have two of my favorites. One is, I don't throw darts at a board. I only bet on a sure thing. The other one is information. Anybody finish it? It's the most valuable commodity that I know of. Okay. Isn't knowing who wants to list first like the most valuable commodity, one of the most valuable commodities, right? I think so. So a systematic approach. Is that cool? Not throwing darts at the board. Investing in yourself. That's a good one too. All right. So look, if you can stick with me, I believe I've cracked the Da Vinci Code. Okay. If you don't pay attention and if you don't really want to make more money, right? Or if you can't stick with it, like this can make you a ton of money. It requires your focus. You'll probably have questions for me at the end. Okay. Oh, it's my son's school. If there's not an emergency, he will call his mom, right? Oh my God. Anybody have kids? Okay. Yeah, right. I think if it rings again, I'll know it's an emergency. Okay. So can we make the commitment? Does everyone here want to take more listings, make more money? So you just have to pay attention and we'll all crescendo. Who knows what a dovetail is? Things come together and hit me up after. I'm offering my time. Okay. So I'd love to do that. Look, here's the broad strokes though. What we want to do is, don't we want homeowners that need, I like that one, need or want to sell, don't have an agent, they're motivated and maybe higher end properties. Pretty basic. Yes. Now, the next me something. Which I'll show anybody they want to talk to me. Would that be cool? Everyone know who Steve Wynn is? What he built? Bellagio, the Wynn, the Encore, pretty successful guy, right? So he has this story. If I have time, I'll share it at the end. But he says you want to create raving fan clients. Okay, so we'll keep rocking. Inbound call or warm intro would be amazing. Who's read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or heard of Stephen Covey, right? Why don't we just begin with the end in mind? Oh, geez. Okay, this thing's going crazy because we have the delay. All right, we got this. No worries. Thank you. You all are fantastic sticking with this here. Here's where I think maybe 80 to 90% of the listings are coming from in 2023. I welcome any hecklers. I welcome anybody to agree. You could probably add 1 or 2, okay? But from a systematic approach, like, oh, my cousin's listing. I get it, but I don't know how many cousins you have, right? So look, expired and FSBO are always there. Some people, who loves them? Who loves expired and FSBO? Who hates them? Okay, you love them and hate them. Yes, I'm with you. Thank you for, what's your name? Bronson, thank you for participating. I'm gonna do something special for you. Now look, these are in every market, but what if you could email some expires and get a listing? I just did that with somebody in Southern California. I'll show you at the end. An email got him a listing presentation, $1.7 million listing, expired. FSBOs, there's very few, yes? All right, well, y'all are here today. Should I give you the secret to And I don't know if you understand it, but you can set it up in 30 seconds. Does everybody want it? Yeah, I'll give you the biggest secret that I have. Why not? Came all this way. So I call it the Heisman. Everybody know the Heisman Trophy? The Heisman? Okay. So look, okay, FSBOs can be a pain, but here's a strategy that works. Let me pre-frame or start with this. Number one, always tell the truth. Fair? Always. So this is an example. Number two, tell the truth. And it's just an example. There you go. So you can pick it apart. Now, did you know if you go on Zillow and you go to buy, like pretending to be a buyer, you know where I'm going? You're like, oh man, I hate this guy. He's going to give away my secret. So like you do a search, right? And there's only so many. But how long does an email take to send? Like 5 seconds, 1 second, whatever it takes. Okay. Well, if you get updates, you're like, hey, update me anytime there's a new FSBO. It will email you as soon as somebody puts a FSBO on. You're starting to see where this is going? If you call in 5 to 15 minutes, you're going to be the first one to call it. They might not be ready to list, but here's what I would go with. If I had a buyer, right? You have buyers, most of you? Okay. I'd say, look, I'm an agent. Well, first of all, what most people's problem in life is they fight the energy versus flowing with the energy. If there's a hostage negotiator and there's a hostage taker, you never tell the hostage taker what? Never tell them no. They might kill a hostage, right? Tracking? Okay. So basically, what if he says, I want 10 purple elephants and a Lamborghini helicopter, and you're like, I'll see what I can do. So he doesn't kill any hostages, right? Now, martial arts, what do they say? You don't fight the energy, you use the person's energy against them. And what's the other one? Anybody know anybody that does improv comedy or has ever seen an improv show? There's one rule. Yes, and you can't fight the energy. If you tell a homeowner they're stupid, of course they're stupid. But if you tell them that, they're not going to like you. They're not going to work with you. So you have to say, look, I'm a licensed agent. I'm fine. You want to do the for sale by owner? Let me ask you this. If I brought you a buyer, would you pay me a commission? Guess what 75% say? Yeah, I probably would. Maybe not the first day. Okay. You could use this to set a soft listing appointment. Check with legal, but I think this is all fine. And you're basically saying, cool, I want to do a walkthrough or preview later today or tomorrow, right? And you go over. But at that point, number one, I'm going to say, I'm going to see if I can show them how they're going to get more money listing than they will doing for sale by owner, the liability issue. But what about this? I'm going to tell them, I'm going to be like Nostradamus. I'm going to be like, listen, you're going to get calls from 500 other agents. Just tell them you're already talking to one. Is that true? Right? So there are some strategies there. I kind of digressed, but I came all this way. So anyway, if you want, I can give you the broad strokes, but you can get, what if you picked up 2 or 3 a year? Be an extra what? Decent amount of money, right? The next, has anybody heard that divorce and estate, like divorces and deaths are up quite a bit? Okay. Does anybody think divorces and deaths result in property transactions happening? Yes. So Laurel Starks, Google her, she's in Rancho Cucamonga. Again, I just heard about her. I was like, she gets 115 listings a year from divorce attorneys. I mean, you can't live on that, but is that a good start? It's not bad. Pretty good start. So, but she's kind of mastered it. She even has a CDRE certification for divorce real estate specialist. But anyway, I mean, look, I guess taking divorces can be stressful, right? But maybe being poor is more stressful. You got to pick which one. It's kind of more stressful. Would anybody here work with high net worth divorce attorneys? One of my agents got an intro to Dr. Dre's divorce attorney. I'll come back to it. Would anybody put up the stress for that listing? Okay. Real estate investors, obviously, I don't like the ones that just went to the weekend course, but definitely the ones that own, you can search for ones that own 10 to 200 units. They're constantly buying and selling. Anybody do multifamily or commercial in here? Okay. Well, if you do, there's a 1031 exchange. I guess I'll come back to it if nobody's doing it, but they're trying to get rid of it in the tax code. So anyway, you could reach out to me if anybody has questions on that one. Out-of-state owners represent 20% of transactions. Now, probate and estate, they're actually easier than family law. Again, remember back in the day, I don't know, 100 years ago, when people would keep property in their family? Well, don't people nowadays, don't the children normally sell the property? So don't you think if you got in with some probate and estate attorneys that they would want to, you know what I mean? Like you'd get a lot of listings. Yeah. So stick with me. I'm going to show you specifically how to do this. Custom, and I actually did this for you, is downsize campaigns. So has anybody ever helped somebody downsize? Yeah. Did you know there's 1.7 million baby boomers that want to downsize? There's 10,000 retiring every day. And there's like what, 60 or 70 million baby boomers? Yeah, the greatest generation. So this trend is going to go up exponentially, pun intended, right? But would anybody work with them? here's what's cool. You sell a larger property and then you get to hopefully help them buy a smaller one or get a referral commission if they move somewhere else, right? And a few other, there's a few other campaigns. So I don't work for them, but which MLS are you in?
Zero.
Okay, so have you ever used Remind or Remind Pro? It's fantastic. And one of my haters called and said, this guy's pretending to work for you. I don't work for them. I've had two or three of my clients recently pay for their product. It's fantastic. So if you want, I'll show you how to use it. In fact, that's not us, is it? Is this, let's see if the next one. I know that I threw it in. So the search that I do, okay, man, I thought I added that. It must be at the end. So stick to the end. This is obviously Florida, I believe. Yes. Okay. But do you know what search I do for downsize? I do 2 stories, paid off mortgage, lived there for like 30 years, empty nest, including adult children, because they'll screw up a downsize. Too much square footage. Maybe the primary is on a 2nd story. Does that sound close? Yeah. There's 20,000 within like, I don't know, an hour or so over this market center. Is that pretty cool? There's not 20,000 expires or FSBOs, right? So if you want, I can help you pull that list and you don't have to call them all. If you stick with me, we'll show you how to activate it. Is that cool? So this is a client obviously in Sugar Land, Texas, but we put together lead lists like this, you know, like there's their downs. Oh my gosh, I'm backwards here. Okay. Their downsized leads, out of state owners. We have email marketing campaigns we're doing, expired listings, for sale by owner, multifamily templates, right? So it's just you just pick whatever categories you like, and those are the ones we work on. So anybody wants, I can help you put one of those together. So here's the next thing. Does anyone ever struggle like with what to say? Like, what do I say when I call? You do. First name again? Bronson. Could you volunteer with me for a moment? And I don't think you ever worry about that again. I'm gonna pop up. I guess maybe if you come right here. Yeah, awesome. Hey, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Appreciate it. Round of applause. All right, cool. So this is what I think is the exponential script. It works almost every time. So you should be looking kind of like that. Okay? Like on the edge of your seat. All right. Everyone's heard of author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki? Yeah. So I met him in 2005, but one thing that stuck with me, he said, Daniel, when you teach, you should use stories and games. So I'm gonna use a 30-second game, if that's okay. Everyone's seen the show or heard of it? Yeah. Apparently it's not appropriate anymore. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. Somebody else heard that? Yeah. Somebody's complaining about it. All right. So if this is Rachel Green's fictitious LinkedIn, okay, you tracking?
Yeah.
Now, she might be a motivated seller. She could be a divorce attorney. She could be a probate attorney. Just you want to talk to her. Let's just say she's a motivated seller. Is that fair?
Yep.
We're going to show you how to build your LinkedIn. Who can tell me what mutual connections are on LinkedIn? Anybody know?
Friends are friends.
Friends of friends. Yeah, those are both right. Yeah, absolutely. So look, do you know the easiest way to build this? First of all, we don't have to do any dancing videos. That's over, in case anybody didn't get the memo. Dancing videos are over. But anyway, some attorneys that did dancing videos, their credibility went down. They did research. So anyway, yeah, that's funny, right? Anyways, dancing videos are done. All you have to do, and I'll show you how, or reach out to me, you link up your phone contacts and your Gmail contacts to LinkedIn once in your whole life ever. And you have a Rolodex to see who you know that knows these homeowners, right? Stick with me. So can you pretend Rachel Green is on your list of people you're prospecting?
Yeah.
Now, we build your LinkedIn and you have now mutual connections. That's everybody Rachel knows that you know.
Okay.
Tracking like
Yeah.
a tank? Okay. So you get a list like, wait for it. Let's see. You'll get a list like this, okay? Now this list, you're gonna look and you're gonna be like, holy crap. Can you pretend Monica Geller's your best friend from high school?
All right.
Homegirl. She would do anything for you.
Yeah.
Now listen, if you know Rachel wants to sell her house, luxury property, doesn't have an agent, and you're like, holy crap, my friend Monica knows her. If Monica's a great friend, wouldn't she introduce you to Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah? Doesn't that legally, ethically get around the do not call list? Yeah. Otherwise referrals are illegal, right? And I don't think that Rachel's gonna ask for a lowball commission or call a bunch of other agents. You know why? Because Monica would be furious like in high school, wouldn't she? Right?
Uh-huh.
Are you getting this?
Yeah, I am.
You can do this with 80 to 90% of the homeowners in your market. Cold calling isn't dead, it's obsolete. Doesn't who you know circumvent, isn't that more important, superior to what you know? Don't we know a lot of stupid people that get privileged because of something they know? Well, look, I'm telling you, if you're old enough, there's this old movie, you probably haven't seen it. It's called Kevin Bacon, 6 Degrees of Separation. Yeah. LinkedIn will get you 1 degree from anybody. If you don't believe me, let me give you a crazy example here. Oh yeah, it'll be like this, but I don't know if the phones will look like that anymore. But yeah, do you get it? Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Would you be comfortable making, everyone comfortable
Yeah.
making that call? Yeah, awesome, man, thank you.
Yeah,
Cool,
thanks.
reach out to me after, I'll help you build your LinkedIn. So that's me a long time ago, I'm like 20 years younger, huh? Anybody know the tall guy?
Yeah.
Who's that? Love him, hate him, indifferent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know much about him, but I found out he's cool. I worked with him back in the day. Now, who can name this guy here? He started a small company called Salesforce. Mark Benioff. He's worth like 7 billion, like with a B, right? I grew up in Western Pennsylvania. Please don't roast me over the coals. My dad was like a police officer. He made 25 grand a year. I didn't know any billionaires. Somehow I networked my way into working with Tony Robbins. Now, I wanted to do something bold, pun intended. So what I did was I called, I saw Tony was connected to Mark Benioff on LinkedIn. Found out they're great friends. In fact, Tony bought something, Mark called something called a quad ski. It's a story for another day, but it's pretty funny. It involves the Palm Beach police wanting to see what it was. Anyway, but we had his cell phone in our system. Does anybody want to know how that call went? I didn't know it from Adam, right? So it's kind of like this. It's kind of like ring, ring. It's like, hey, Mark, my name is Daniel. I work with Tony Robbins. I had a quick question. You want to know what Mark Benioff said? What's up, Daniel? How you doing, buddy? I was like, oh my God. No, I was like full fanboy. It works on homeowners, billionaires, anyone, right? If I called if one of the executives at Keller introduced me to Gary, don't you think he'd take the call too? I have almost enough success stories. You'll see some, but timing is everything, right? Does that make sense? You tracking? Does everyone believe that's possible? Questions, okay? Questions at home? Grant, Kim. Oh, Kim's on. Hey, Kim, what's up? Other Kim, Mari, Cindy de Santiago, beautiful name. Or Shimae. Someone help me. Beautiful name. I can't pronounce it. Shaimae. Oh man, beautiful name. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anybody, you have any questions? You can unmute, or you could even drop in the comments. No? Okay, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, cool. You getting this though? You getting this making sense? Here's another little strategy. I think it's going to create a windfall of business for a few agents. Does anybody know Gary Vaynerchuk? Or you heard of Gary V? I met him in 2009 in Las Vegas. Does anybody know when his first video came out online? It's like 1996. I don't know anybody else making videos online in 96. Probably why he's worth $250 million, right? So anyway, I do work with Mike Chow on the Mike Chow team, right? Look at this slacker. No, I'm kidding. He's my buddy. 95 sales. Then that's not, I don't even know if that's updated. And this is closer to 400. Now, does anybody have a lot of Zillow or Realtor? Or maybe somebody might get a listing from these type of reviews. Now, is the newspaper, especially in Southern California, newspaper industry dead, dying, somewhere in between? Dead. Yeah. Now, I don't even think people want to read websites anymore. Okay. So if you go to Mike Chow's Instagram, which is like, I think the Chow team, can I share part of one of his recent video reviews? Okay. Here's my prediction though. I think Zillow or Realtor or one, I think to gain market share, I think one of them is going to launch video reviews in the next year. If they do, remember being one of the first people on YouTube or the first people on Facebook, right? You get a ton of exposure. So I think that if you have, by the way, how much does it cost to get a video review? Like nothing, pretty easy too. So basically I think that if you have those ready, I think Zillow's, and they can vet them. It's not your mom or something. If you didn't do a transaction for your mom, I think if you can vet them, I think they're gonna have to put you at the top of the list. YouTube doesn't work without you and me, right? So does anybody agree with that? Disagree? Questions? So Mike Chow's already working on it, but here's the thing. You're like, Daniel, what if that doesn't happen? Well, you can ask Manny Atias or Kim or Simon. As soon as I set an appointment, or as soon as you set a listing appointment, why not text a few video reviews or video testimonials right after you sit, right? Probably be the only agent, one of the few agents in the area that does, right? Can I share just a little bit of one of Mike Chow's? It's unedited, but you know, check it out.
Hi, Carolee Whitehouse here. I am a client of Emily Lou's from a few years ago, and I just had to let you know that she is so awesome, so easy to work with, very trustworthy. That's probably the most important thing for me when choosing a realtor is finding someone who
Okay, I'm gonna go a little over on time, but what is that? The Chow team. So yeah, follow him on IG. Mike, got you a shout out. If stick to the end, the next question is, Daniel, why would my clients ever give me one? I can get it for you with 75% of your clients if you want. Okay, so again, this is gonna dovetail crescendo. Are we looking good on time? I'll probably go over a few minutes. You'll probably make a ton of money. Is everyone okay with that? Take that as a yes. Okay. This is my business cell. I'm on East Coast time. somebody got it. Oh, and I had some chats down there. 407-693-6297. I'm not selling any program here today, but I want to add value. If you think it's awesome, here's what I would like for you to do. Tell Minnie and Kim and Simon, because I think the last time I did one with Simon, I think the Zoom was kind of messed up, and I apologize, Simon, but I appreciate you. So if it's good, would you tell them all that it was fantastic? Yeah, maybe somebody even give me a video review. If you give me a video review, I'll help you get one from a client. How's that? Pretty good? All right, I did have a note here, by the way, when you do, thank you, no questions. Okay, Cindy, muy bien, thank you. All right, so one of our hashtags is get exponential. Everybody thinks Steve Jobs was pretty much a business genius. I didn't know Steve Jobs, right? But we all probably have one of his devices. I have one right here. So he used to talk about Nike. Anybody want Nike? Who's wearing Nikes? Anybody? At least one in front of me. So Steve Jobs used to be like, you can buy shoes at Walmart. Why do we buy Nikes? Well, first of all, Nike used to honor great athletes like Michael Jordan, Venus and Serena Williams, Tiger Woods. I don't know if they do. They should do it more, I think, like they used to. And then what was the other one? Who remembers Got Milk? Anyone remember that? So it doubled milk sales, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like billions and billions of dollars in milk sales. So anyway, I kind of came up with the idea here. So ours is, are you ready to get exponential? It's kind of our tagline. I remember when I had the idea, but it's amazing, right? Who's read Think and Grow Rich? When you have an idea and you can actually bring it into the world. This is related to you though. Here's the question I have. Does anybody think they can get 1% better at making phone calls and prospecting market? Anybody? 1%. And how you playing at home? Drop a yes in the comments. Okay. So look, did you know that if you can get 1% better per day, wait for it. Okay, something's getting crazy here. So there we go. That it actually follows the exponential curve, right? Did you know, right? Okay. Oh my gosh, it's like we're on the moon. You can see it down here better, maybe. So anyway, if you should just show up every day and get 1% better. And most people, if you ask them what's 1% a day over 365 days, so like 365%, it's actually 3,800% because of the compounding effect. So just show up every day and get better. There's little distinctions. Who went to college for 4 years, 7 years? A lot of people go to college for 7 years. They're called doctors. Anybody? Okay. But seriously, so this is a commitment over time. This isn't something you can do in 1 hour and change your life. But you know what you can do is make a decision today. You're going to jump onto that curve. Anybody else open to want to get on that curve? Yeah, because time goes fast nowadays, doesn't it? Especially if you have children. Okay, coaching. So here I have a few quotes on coaching. Look, you know who's a great coach? MAPS coaches. Anybody who coaches Bold. Anybody who's teaching Mega Camp. Any of the Keller. They are. I've seen most of their training. It's phenomenal. I'm not just pandering. Now we do exponential real estate coaching and exponential business coaching. Now, does anybody think the word coach is overused? There's like underwater basket weaving coaches. There's like dog walking coaches. So anyway, just to give you an idea of how we're a little bit different, and we got a comment down there, we'll check it out. We helped a client in 1 day, half a day, set a meeting with a family law attorney, get a multifamily, exchange facilitator meeting, and they expires in FSBOs like you do. So we teed them up a FSBO and expired. I mean, that's a pretty good half a day, right? Okay, so that's what we do. Now, remember where we said begin with the end in mind? Again, does everyone agree this is where a lot of the listings are probably going to come from this year, right? It's not a big secret, okay? Anybody buy leads in here? No? Okay, that's good. Because anybody buying listing leads, I'm I have a list of every homeowner in Southern California. I don't know why I'm paying, right? Just have to then what do you do next with it? You have to activate it, right? But these are some of the lists here. Okay, here's a quick game. I want you to guess this one because this is one of my top lead pillars this year for sure. So guess which one this is. Who do you think is somebody in 12 months, if you got an introduction to 2 people, they could get you 8 to 16 listings this year. But next year, if you met 4 of these people, you could get 16 to 32. And in 3 years, if you met 8 of them, you could probably get 32 to 64. Almost in perpetuity, if you like Mr. One. Not quite. Anybody have a guess on who that is?
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Right, exactly. So I mean, if you're open to work with them, please let me know. I think that you should. How many are in, there's hardly any in Southern California. I'm kidding, right? Right? Like there's like Dr. Dre's, there's the woman who owns divorce.com lives here. Don't you wish you bought that URL? I do. Anyway, so spoiler alert, yes, good job. It is family law attorneys. So, I mean, questions. I mean, is everyone open to work with family law and probate? Why are we not? What's the real fear? This is like a poll, I guess, but like, what is it? Oh, they already have an agent, or like why is everyone not working with them right now?
It's just something new to learn.
Yeah, new?
Yeah.
But some of you have thought about it or heard about it before. I see your gears turning. Why are you not?
What's going on in connection? Because
Yeah, we're gonna use LinkedIn, step one. Step two, I'm gonna show you how even if they have an agent they like, that they're gonna push them out of the way for you. How's that?
perfect.
Good. Okay.
Because I've got a guy I know well, connected on LinkedIn,
Yeah,
who is a very high priced divorce attorney in Santa Monica.
perfect.
How do I connect with him?
Okay, so, well, that's pretty simple. Did you, pull them up right now? Let's do, this could be keeping, anybody like Dave Chappelle? Oh, I better not be canceled.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
okay. I hope this doesn't turn into keeping it real goes bad.
Pull him up where?
On LinkedIn, you can pull them up real
I
quick.
don't have LinkedIn on my phone.
Download that, we'll do it at the end.
All right.
Deal? Okay,
Sure.
so let's have a little bit of fun for a second. So people always ask me, Daniel, what kind of divorce attorney should I work with? Who keeps a dog in divorce? Is that sad? It's like super sad, but call that divorce attorney, okay? It's great marketing, right? Now, you cheated, you're a player, I'm spray painting the Porsche, okay, right? Is that crazy? I mean, it's crazy good marketing. Call that attorney, okay? Now this one here, buy one divorce, get one half off, we take PayPal? No, right? Right, we don't wanna call it, is everyone great? You gotta have some fun, okay? You with me? But I guess I'll go ahead and tell you, and yes, I was doing this training, I guess it was a year or so ago. Does everyone know how much Dr. Dre's worth because of beads?
13 billion.
Is it that much now? I mean, I heard at least 900 million, maybe it went up. That's crazy. Just from headphones. I know it's crazy. So I'll put up with the stress for that divorce. Okay. But I'll give you the secret. Yeah, why not? Everyone want it? Okay, cool. And it's something you would have to work on, right? It's not something you would go, probably something, but if you could work on something for 2 or 3 months, they gave you listings for 2 or 3 years, would you do that, right? So the first thing I would do is let the Monica Rachel. Should I cue that up? Oh man, I'm going out of order here, but I think it's okay. Everyone remember Monica Rachel? Okay. So if Monica and Rachel, I know there's going to be delay on the other side, so I don't want to go back too far. Okay, so we're going to find somebody that knows the attorney. I don't do gatekeepers. I get their cell phone and I want the person who knows them to make the phone call, set up the meeting. Do you know what they want? They want like what everybody wants, which is like referrals. Okay, so who's seen the old movie 10? I don't watch many movies, but who's seen Couples Retreat 10 years ago? Yeah, it's like, okay, who can tell everyone what happened in Couples Retreat? There was like this couple, they want to get divorced, and then what happened? There was like,
It was a mess.
yeah, it is a mess, but it's gonna help. It's gonna help our metaphor here. So what happened was, sorry, it's like blazing hot in here. So basically, this couple was gonna get divorced. All their friends, other couples said, "No, let's go to Couples Retreat Island." Okay, right? Now, if you go to Couples Retreat Island, if you're in marriage counseling or coaching, I think there's a good chance you're gonna get divorced anyway. Yeah, exactly. So check this out. On LinkedIn, there's marriage coaches, marriage counselors. When they don't save a marriage, they feel they failed. Guess what they forget to do? Refer them to an attorney. You see where I'm going? Yeah, you're like, gears are turning, right? I don't care if I'm a family law attorney and my best friend is a real estate agent. If he's not sending me business, like I'm gonna flip. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Now that takes some work and some time, but is that kind of making sense to everybody? Yeah, pretty good stuff. Okay, so it gets better. We'll the nuggets get bigger as we go along. All right, we'll keep rocking here. Okay, so look, here's what I think you should do today as far as like from a coaching perspective. I don't have the video because this file's already 5 gigs. This is 3 or 4 stories tall. I don't know if you've seen this, largest domino in the world. They said if it kept going, it could have knocked over the Eiffel Tower, the Burj Khalifa. I don't know if there's any, is that the biggest right now, I think? But anyway, do you know how big the first domino was though that started this whole thing? It was like that big, right? So aren't some things in life like a domino that can set a course in action? Like when we decided to get into real estate. Remember when you started, you were all excited, calculate your GCI. So today, maybe you can have some domino, right? You can have some domino moments. I have a domino statement, and I think, yeah, it's back to back, like Drake or Jordan, okay, in 96, 97. So look, one of my mentors says how you do one thing is how you do everything. Some people agree, some disagree, but almost everybody agrees with this. I think the life you want the relationships you want, the family, friends, and peer group you want, I think it will be hands and fueled by our results in our business life. Can we all agree with that? Yeah, 100%. So with that being said, I think coaching is the fastest way to create exponential shifts in your mindset, skills, results, and your income. Should you sign up for Maps and Bold coaching? Yeah, I've spent, not to brag, but like $500,000 on coaching. Otherwise, I'd probably be a police officer. I don't know, right? I wouldn't have a great life, I don't think. It's helped me create radical shifts. And all my mentors told me, Daniel, once you know this, you should go all in on coaching, okay? So we're going to go through this and then we're going to hit some more strategies if that's fair. Now, can I share a quick story? I'm not trying to brag. His name is Chet Holmes. He passed away a couple years ago. Okay. He was the top manager ever, sales manager for Charlie and Warren. I don't know Charlie and Warren, but I did know Chet. Okay. So once he left, he wanted to start his own training company. So he spent, the biggest name at the time was Tony Robbins. So he spent 17 years calling Tony Robbins once, twice, 3 times a week. Okay? But he told me what he did because I wanted to get in business with Tony. And I did it in like 17 weeks. So it's like, do you want the 17 years or the 17 weeks? That's why I think coaching, right? Because left to our own devices, I think. And I work with top agents all over the country. So it's so cool to get these different ideas from different, right? To network and anybody mastermind or network. Yeah. Cool. So look, I think once you know that coaching is the fastest way, man, go all in. Okay. So a lot of people are like, what do you mean? But like, do you see how this guy's not all in? Right. Versus are these two all in? There's a huge delay. We're running out of internet, huh? We're running out of internet. Okay. Now, then for sale by owner, they're never all in. Am I right? I really need to slow down because like the delay. Okay. I appreciate it. Is this guy all in? Okay. And is everybody on this screen right here all in? They are. Round of applause. Thank you, Manny. I appreciate it. Cool. Right. So look, but seriously, I think you have the ability to go all in. You have to have a little bit of fun, by the way. I've just taught these strategies, and guess what? Like nobody does anything. So like the reason I'm doing some of this fun, playful education, it's educational, entertaining, is like, do y'all want to take action on this material? Like there has to be a mindset piece. Do you all agree that 80 to 90% of your success is going to be your mindset? Right. So that's why I'm hitting this. We're going to get back to the strategies though, I promise. But look, I think you have the ability to go all in. And when you do, I think that means when you get your dad more freedom to like affect our family. Look, if you want, draw a line in the sand right now. And look, in the past, if you didn't get your results, I say it's not your fault. Now, somebody's asking, make a decision. And if you take everything you've learned from Keller Williams, apply some of this, don't you think that you could make a decision that you're going to go all in and hit your results moving forward? Yeah. It's a personal decision, so it's up to you. All right. So we're going to hit one more mindset piece and then we'll go into the rest of the strategies. Cool. One, like we said, I alluded to is your mindset. Okay. Said differently, I think whoever invests the most in themselves wins, not just money, time, focus, energy. What's like the new real estate? They said attention. All these platforms are vying for how much of your attention per day can I have, right? Said one other way, I think whoever can spend the least time and money acquiring new listings and clients wins. Before you roast me over the coals, once you get a client, I think you should build rapport. I think you should make them a raving fan client, like Steve Wynn talks about. Okay, they'll give you the keys to the castle. They really will. Can't one client with a Rolodex just really change your business? One more, as Ed Milet was saying before. I guess they had to pull the video down off YouTube if anybody hadn't seen it yet. It's really good. But look, by now, shouldn't you know that there's more efficient and effective ways to acquire new business than just randomly calling people on your phone? Is that agreed? Okay, cool. So let me just tell a quick story that'll help us and then we'll go into the strategies. We'll land the airplane. So who's read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent? Is that story in there, Roger Bannister?
Yeah.
So what was Roger Bannister known for?
Working the 4 minute month.
Yeah. And okay, for any of you who don't know why that's a big deal, for thousands of years, people tried to do this. In ancient Rome, they tied a bull behind somebody to motivate them. Spoiler alert, they died. Okay. In the 30s and 40s, doctors said a man or woman's heart would explode, okay? But somehow, on May 6, 1965, Roger Bannister did this. Now, you can read in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent about it. I think part of your notes there, if you look at the tracker one, which is going to be the sheet with the, it's going to look like this one here. So it's going to have exponential tracker. So look, does anybody write their goals every day? Okay. So look, they asked Roger Bannister what happened afterwards. He didn't say I had written goals, but he said something similar. He said, I visualize myself succeeding again and again and again. So it's very similar. So some people believe that's like prayer. Some people think it's like crystals. There's the law of attraction. Scientists call it your reticular activating system. I don't care what you call it. I bet everyone you love or like who's successful or not, whether you love or hate them, if they're successful, they probably have written goals. So anyway, I would just make sure you incorporate that into your life every day. Now, if you know the rest of the story, what you'll know is, or you'll be able to tell everybody, 46 days later, John Landy broke the 4-minute mile. Okay. Do you know there's high school and college students doing this now? Men and women, I believe, all genders. Okay. So essentially, I don't think we evolved as a species since then. And I don't think Gary Keller thinks that either. You know what I think? I think that we saw somebody else do it. So who wants to make over a quarter, or $500,000 or more in GCI this year? Anybody? Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Who wants to hit $1 million or $2 million or more in GCI?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, or probably in this market center, haven't people done it before? In every economy? Here's another prediction. We'll find out whether or not I'll be the Nostradamus of real estate this year. You know what I think is going to accelerate exponentially? The number of transactions. If you look at a few websites, I'm talking like the World Economic Forum, you have to look at like the wealthy of the wealthy of the wealthy. And they really, it seems like based on what they're trying to achieve, that we're gonna have a ton of transactions. So anyway, is that good for a lot of transactions? Is good for us, right? At least for now. Okay. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Now, I want to share really quick. If you want, you can tell me. I actually had this dovetails together pretty good. So Tony Robbins left me one voicemail one time. I hate voicemails. I'm not a fan. But I did save one my entire life. It's from Tony Robbins. It's 10 seconds. You want me to share it? Kind of ties in. Is that okay? All right. My creative results were Tony compared me to Roger Bannister, the first guy to run a 4-minute mile.
Daniel, it's Tony Robbins. I can't thank you enough for being my partner, brother. Just excited, really, really excited to see somebody just blow through that 4-minute mile and show people what's possible.
Cool. Now, why did Tony Robbins compare me to Roger Bannister? I don't know. I could probably tell I don't run. Okay. I set about 257 qualified appointments in 99 days. If you have anybody in your life saying it's hard to set 5 or 10 listings appointment in a week, they're either confused or they're lying to you. Or here's the new metaphor I have. I got this from somebody in the military. Do you know in the military, they're like, once is like a coincidence, twice is a pattern, and 3 times is called enemy combatant. 3 times is an enemy combatant. So anybody who's told you reasons you can't be successful, get a light bulb going off there. So maybe you need to change who you're spending time with in your sphere. Let me ask you this. If you got 10, say 30%, would that be 75, 76? Who would take 75 or 76 listing appointments in 99 days? Couldn't you have the worst listing appointment known to man or listing presentation known to man and still get a few listings? Look, or in that case, what I might do is team up with somebody who could actually get the listings taken and probably do a split. I'll take half of a lot rather than 100% of nothing, right? Now, I had a secret weapon. Does anybody know what it is? It's knowing your reason why. Does everybody in here have a strong reason why? And look, I'll tell you, this is Southern California. I remember growing up watching movies and rap videos, and I wanted to live like a movie or a rap video. And I did for over a decade. Guess what? Didn't make me happy at all. You know what does? Like old school stuff. Like I have a little man. The reason I was able to hit that goal is I had my first son was on the way. And I started acting right. Does anybody have children? Start acting right if you have children. So this is my son at age 5. Aren't we supposed to give our children a better life than we had? Yeah. Also, like, haven't we always seen the stories of wealthy parents that give their children material things, but they end up in jail or on drugs or whatever, dead. So like, can I share one of the gifts that I've given my son here? It's about 30 seconds. I think you'll enjoy it. This is him at age 5 in front of 1,000 grownups. Yes, he said it in English. He's 5 years old in front of 1,000 business owners, right? And he's right. I mean, I think we killed his fear of public speaking. Anybody else? He's like, Dad, can I speak at Montana camp? He got a Nintendo Switch and a bunch of games as payment, right? He was fine. It was a pretty good payment. But now he wants to go speak at Montana. I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, you should show me how you can get a listing on stage. And I think he could take a listing. You know what? He's not afraid to talk to people. You know what I mean? So anyway, if a 9-year-old can do it, I think you could do it, right? I'm glad you appreciate that. All right, we'll jump back in here to strategies. For time's sake, I'm going to skip this. You can see this on my Instagram or something. This is Suzanne Lucas. She's in Southwest Florida. She is a self-proclaimed not tech savvy person. Anybody else not super tech savvy?
Yeah.
She also doesn't look like the Wolf of Wall Street. But what she says in her video here is she's like, look, I could play it or not, it's up to you. But she, on our first day after our training, she was getting overwhelmed with the strategies. So I said, look, can I grab your paper again? I made a list of people for her. I said, listen, I said, here, made a list. I said, call this one and say this. And the first one, I guess I'll play the beginning of it so it's realistic here. $1.4 million listing appointment. As you can see, like she took off her blazer. I was like, can we go record this right now? It doesn't always happen the first day, but very often the first week, the first month, the first 6 weeks. So Whitley Jordan, she's in the Boston Metro Market Center. She was calling $400,000 properties. And I said, Whitley, what are your goals? She's like, I want to get into like luxury. I was like, cool. We made a list with $2 to $4 million properties. Guess what happened that day? She got an appointment on a $4 million homeowner, right? It's just switching up. And that might be more days on market, but it's not that much more work, is it? Not really. Nothing too crazy. So look, here's what I'll say. I asked Suzanne 2 questions. And if you want to know 2 questions that can help you when you're overwhelmed, get your game face back on, here they are. Number 1 is, what's my outcome? And number 2 is, what's one thing that would make today a win? If you look on here, I'm fine with you writing 1 goal per day, but 2 or 3 might be okay. If you have 27 goals in a day, you're probably not going to hit it. What's Gary Keller's other book? It's called the one thing, right? I think if you hit 1 domino in a day, right, that can be huge. All right, let's jump into strategies. I know you've been waiting. So here we go. Secret 2, exponential strategies. Okay, the nuggets get bigger as we go along here. And this one is a little bit of a parlor trick, but if you want, I'll show it to you. Again, this takes some time, but it can work. Did you know that you can get 20 to 80 homeowners to alert you they're moving and want to buy or sell in 60 seconds and for free? Does that sound crazy? It's a bit of a parlor trick and it takes a little bit of time. I just did it again the other day. I can show you at the end. Look, I think LinkedIn is like a referral generating machine. Again, it's like helping you connect with everybody you need to connect with, right? Because it doesn't really talk about their sphere of influence and referrals. Everyone's my sphere of influence. Oh, by the way, this one's great. Have you ever had somebody take a listing and they're like, oh man, I knew them. I should have got that listing. Yeah, it's because your sphere is on my list. Your sphere is up right. Yeah, trademark. Your like other people's sphere needs to get on your list, okay? Because then you can be that story of the person who got the listing. It's not that big of a secret. We don't need Chat GPT. I want to do a training just because it's a cool thing. You don't even need it. It's not rocket science. Deaths, divorces, right? Downsize, you don't need Chat GPT for that. Am I right? So here's my LinkedIn. This is really important. So feel free. Anybody know Dan Fleischman? He's the youngest founder of a publicly traded company. Our names are so similar, we get mistaken. We're literally friends because of it. He's the youngest founder of a publicly traded company. He has a charity who gives backpacks to the homeless, beautiful wife. Anyway, he's worth over 100 million. Good person to get mistaken for. Use whatever resources you can. But if you tell anybody today, Dan Fleischman came out to, just let them know there's 2 of us. I have a YouTube video explaining, but I don't know, we're friends because of it. But if you want to connect with me, you can. But there's 2 things. Southern California, who's someone's favorite celebrity? Or drop in the chat. Cristiano Ronaldo, anybody? Yeah. So basically, if we were going to follow with Cristiano Ronaldo, we would follow them. With our network, we connect. Remember that. We connect with our network, we follow celebrities. So if you follow somebody, it helps you 0%. Make sense? Okay. So if you want, you're like, Daniel, but it just says follow. There's no, well, then there's normally 3 little dots that'll let you connect. Thanks for coming. If you want, we'll do a one-on-one. You have some good takeaways? Yeah, no worries. All good. So basically, the max connections on LinkedIn is 30,000, which you could write down on there. You don't need 30,000. You know what you need? 500 to 1,000, which you can get in a few weeks. Now, I'll tell you though, 30,000 on LinkedIn is way easier than 30,000 on Instagram. Plus, if you show up to okay, who wants to know the fastest way to lose a 7-figure list? It's funny because it's true. It's happened. But seriously, make sure you get your LinkedIn brushed up. And also make sure, what if you went to a listing appointment? And I'm like, yeah, look at my LinkedIn. I got 30,000 connections. Look at this other guy who came. It says he works at Sears, or I don't know, right? That would make a big difference, wouldn't it? I'll tell you, when it's $4 to $8 million property or more, 10. What's luxury in Southern California now? What's the threshold in your opinion?
I mean, there's super luxury. There's $58 million listing current on right now, but probably 5, 6, 9, 8 million.
Okay, sure. But I think once you get to that level, I think they're going to look at your LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And if it says you're a barista at Starbucks, they're not going to tell you. They would feel rude. But that's probably the reason, right? You getting this? So make sure it's updated. But to get to 30K, it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. So I built this up because like, this is how easy this is. This is one from last year. This is a poll. Are you planning on moving in 2022? Yes or no? Anybody see how many votes I got? 260. Again, this is a parlor trick, but it does work. Okay. Now the 88 people that said yes, I can see them. Nobody else can. But if you're new to LinkedIn, first degree connection means that they either asked me to connect or I asked them, or regardless, we're not strangers. We both wanted to connect. Second degree would mean you have friends like Monica and Rachel, friends in common. Third degree is like they're not on LinkedIn or out of your network. But I'm telling you, these people right here, and I could pull one up because I probably have one in Southern California if somebody wants to hit me up on it. But if these people told you they want to buy or sell and you had nobody else to call, would you reach out? Okay. By the way, there's a few best practices on LinkedIn. Number 1, you want to add only people you know until you have 1,000. Number 2, don't add local agents. You know why? They're probably not going to refer listings to you. Okay. So add only people you know in the beginning. Here's why. Did you know that you can pull a list of every luxury homeowner in Southern California? Did you know that's possible? I'll come back to this in 1 second, I guess. Does anybody know you can pull a list of every luxury homeowner for free? Okay. So after I added everybody I know, I'd probably add all luxury homeowners. You know why? Because like they're going to see all of your stuff and maybe, comment on your poll, see what you're doing on LinkedIn. It's a great strategy. But here's what I think is one of the most powerful, especially this year: referral partners. Again, would anybody work with anybody on this list? We talked about attorneys. Would you like loan officers to give you some more listings than just asking for them? Insurance, is it going up as much here as it is in Florida? Is it going up a little bit? Property insurance?
Not like Florida.
Yeah, we're doubling and tripling year over year. It's crazy. But anyway, you all would at least work with some of these, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So look, again, we went through the strategy. Again, should make sense for everybody. We're gonna grow our LinkedIn so that we're gonna have people that want to sell their home, and then we're gonna find somebody we know to make the connection. Again, everybody's comfortable with that call? Okay, cool. I have it in here twice because sometimes it's the end of the presentation, people miss it. With LinkedIn, you can get a referral to anybody. Reach out to me. I'll help you. I'll help you actually tie everything together. This is pretty good, but this always comes up. Daniel, what about TikTok? So did you know 99% of 7-figure homeowners spend 7 hours a week on TikTok? Is that crazy? That's from the Babylon Bee, The Onion, and Ashton Kutcher. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Okay. There was an old joke. Why doesn't Lamborghini make daytime TV commercials? Because you're,
not their audience.
yeah, people driving Lambos aren't watching daytime TV. Wealthy people aren't on TikTok. I got 1 million views, Daniel. Cool. Where do they live? I don't know. Daniel, I got a listing. How much was it? 80 grand. Cool. With LinkedIn, you would have got like a bunch of 7-figure listings, right? You getting this, right? So I get that question. That's how I feel about it. Please don't cancel me. Daniel, what about Instagram? Love it. Second favorite. So a client of ours, Jeremy in Southern California, he has 80 or 90,000 Instagram followers now. We have an expert we work with, Corey Chaloff, and he's not an influencer, he's an expert. But I'll voice over this. He's helping agents do the one thing that no agents are doing that they should be doing, okay? which is you should be, who knows who Mr. Wonderful is from the Shark Tank? Who has no idea who he was 25 years ago before the Shark Tank?
Yep.
Right? Because he built his personal brand. I love 4K photos. I love drone photos. If you have the FAA stuff, don't go to jail. And I love video walkthroughs, but you need to be walking through and shooting videos yourself. Not so much to sell the listing as to build your personal brand. When you have a personal brand, you'll get overpaid. You don't have one, you'll get underpaid. Laurel Starks is what? The #1 attorney related to a real estate agent for divorce transactions. And she gets what? 100+ per year. You just have to pick your niche or niche, whatever one you want. You could be like, I'm the real estate agent for people who love animals and where they should live and how they can, right? Or people with children, or one of my agents, she's like, well, I have children with autism, so I work with a lot of parents. Okay, that's great. You see how you can niche or drill down? It can help you make a lot more money. Ladies, does anybody know what Spanx is? SPANX? Okay, you're like, where are you going with this? The owner of Spanx is what? Sarah Blakely, one of the youngest billionaires, not female billionaire, one of the youngest billionaires. Well, she needs no more money. What does she do all day, every day? She sips coffee, she makes these memes, makes content. I think it's our legacy play, I'm pretty sure. But build your personal brand. If you want some help with that, I'd be happy to help. Okay, let's land the airplane. Now, again, I don't work for Remind or Remind Pro, but this is the most powerful strategy, in my opinion, other than attorneys. Okay, so we all have types of listings we'd like to take. We can do these searches on Remind. It's unbelievable. It's like the CIA couldn't do this 25 years ago. It's really pretty nuts. Now, the problem is when we pull a list of people we want to work with, is we get a bunch of dirty data that comes out. Wrong phone numbers, wrong. Anybody dealt with this before? Yeah? Okay, or you will. Now, who uses a virtual assistant, cyberbacker, anything like that, as we learn in the airplane? So you should, here's why. Don't do $5 an hour work. I'll tell you that right now. Do $500 to $5,000 an hour work. But who would, instead of having this, I'll give everybody home a second. Would you like to have your data look more like this? Okay, now I'm going to run through it here really quickly because I think, does anybody, RIP to Kobe, anybody like Kobe or MJ? Okay, those are two of my favorites. But in basketball, the greats would practice dribbling 2 hours a day, more than like dunking or 3-pointers. So look, I think that one of your stats you need to track is how many listing appointments do I have? Would everybody agree that'd be pretty important? You're gonna have so many listing appointments, you're gonna take a certain percentage, right? Everyone have those numbers? You probably should. Now, to get more listings appointments, wouldn't it be nice to have the right cell phone? You're probably like, Daniel, you said that nobody picks up their cell phone earlier, right? Because the extended cord. I do have a trick. In fact, that's how I got Manny Atias and Simon Caceres on the phone, right? I mean, it's not easy. And like multi-million-dollar homeowners. But this homeowner here, he actually does, that is, right? Almost 4 million. That might be luxury, right? Even though it's in New Jersey. That's probably definitely luxury there. So you know what I got that nobody else did? His office phone. You know why? It's never on the do not call list. And he picked it up the first time during business hours. Is it a novel idea? Now, if you think that's boring and stupid, let me just tell you this. Who's veterans in here, right? You've been doing real estate a while. Isn't it pretty important to get somebody on the phone? I mean, how are you going to set an appointment otherwise, right? Most people don't pick up the phone. So that's a pretty novel idea. I also want my assistant to get their Facebook, their LinkedIn, as much data as I can. Would everybody rather have this data? Yeah? Here's why. This is really going to crescendo. Your list could look like this. Of course, you upload to Command. You can't make a ton of money without a CRM. Use Command. I don't have the legal rights to put it up here. But if this was Command on this property and you clicked on their LinkedIn, which you can do right out of Command, this is the homeowner. I covered up his name. Now, it's not fair that I have 38 mutual. The homeowner I was working with, who's an agent in a market center in New Jersey, he only had one mutual connection. Here's the house. But is the buddy that worked at Wells Fargo or Chase knew the homeowner? So would you rather cold call that or have everybody at Wells Fargo or Chase introduce you, right? Again, using the LinkedIn strategy. So let's, we're gonna land the airplane here, but check, this is probably one of the coolest things. I think everybody will find this valuable, and it's actually a pretty local example. So let me jump. Oh, here we go, boom. Yeah, I promised you, right? Look how many. Anybody who wants schedule a one-on-one, because I'm gonna, how far is Torrance from here? Is that
25 minutes?
okay, am I doing good? What time is it? Yeah, so schedule a one-on-one, just shoot me a text. My number's down there. I'll help you afterwards, maybe tonight or tomorrow. But remember how we said 2 stories, paid off mortgage, empty nest? Well, do you see how many you have in your area? There were 20,000. Like, Daniel, what do I do with that? Everyone want to know what to do with that? So like an email. Now, look, email campaigns are cool. How much does it cost to send 20,000 pieces of direct mail? $10,000, a lot. How much does it cost to send 20,000 emails? MailChimp. On the internet feed. This one, which is kind of silly, and some people won't send, but it's hilarious. So there's like a cat, too many stairs, or there's like a dog, too many stairs. Baby boomers are digging this. Now, here's what happens. Before I show you what happens with this, let me show you one that you might like even more. By the way, if you're like, Daniel, I'd never send a meme, that's fine. How about 4 signs it's time to downsize, right? We have plenty of templates, whatever you want to do, okay? Now, do you know what to send to expireds? You said you like expireds. What to do when your listing expires is the subject line. You know what that I didn't come up with this. My client, she was a English business major. I don't know, dual major. So okay, you know what that reminds me of? It's like how to win friends and influence people. Just get to the point. So guess what happened with that one recently? So yeah, you can look him up. This is Albert Chen. He's in Alhambra. This was the reply. Glad to connect if you feel you have potential buyers. He got a $1.7 million listing appointment on an expired off an email. Would anybody show up to, would anybody take that? It's better than, I don't know if any of you are calling 700 expireds, but I'd rather start that way. But is that cool?
Bronson, that's all he does is call expires.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll find you some better techniques. Okay. Here's the thing. Let me ask you this on an expired. They're getting millions of calls. But who's your best friend in real life? What's their name? First name?
That's
Evan. But what if like Evan knew an expired on a $2 million expired and they're like really good friends? You'd be like, Evan, can you introduce me? Don't you think you'd be more likely to get it to some random stranger cold calling them? I think so. I'd rather talk to you, right? It's just people work with people they know, like, and trust. So here's what happens. Oh, okay. That's a note to myself. Yeah, I actually, right? Keeping her robust bed. So Ann Raj, you can look her up. She got 2 listings and 3 buyers. You can look on my Instagram. I needed to get the screenshots off of there. We emailed, if anybody has old leads from Zillow or anything, we just did an email blast to our old leads. Team, we need to update that. I had that idea last night. Here's what happens though. Information, most valuable commodity. What happens if somebody opens this email 25 times, it's definitely another agent trying to figure out what you're doing, okay? Now, if somebody opens it 4 to 16 times, it's a high indication that they're interested in whatever you sent them. So I categorize who I call based on a few things. 1, do I know anybody in common? And 2, did they open my email 4 times? I don't open my email 4 times. Does anybody here? Unless it's a car I want to buy or like a concert ticket or a Christmas or birthday present or Hanukkah. I don't know, right? I mean, I don't know, right? So that actually does work. Does that make sense? And I can help you set that up. I know that part is tough if you're tech savvy. So again, we're going to land the airplane here with 2 things. 1, please shoot me a text. All these things would be hard to go implement by yourself. You're going to pay. Oh, did I have that one? I think I did. Let's see. Yeah. Look, easy to execute. That's the last one. Okay. I added this last night. You know, look, I tell everybody else to be 1% better. I want to also be 1% better. I'm constantly looking for new distinctions. Check this out. You have 3 options here. Did I make it look good? Option 1, learn how to, I'm going to figure it out myself, bro. Cool. You're still paying with time and lost revenue. Option 2, done with you. Best of both worlds. You get an expert coach. You can save years, get the results, and then you know how to do it. Option 3, done for you. It's fast and effective, but it's the most expensive. But I mean, you kind of have to pick one, don't you? Anyway, I say option 2 is pretty good. I'm biased, I'm sure. Let's bring this all together, land the airplane. So again, do we want people that definitely need to or want to sell? Would that be optimal? Yeah. Next would be email marketing. If it works, we get a listing. If it doesn't, we didn't waste 50 grand on a marketing campaign that didn't work. Direct mail, Keller Williams direct mail is still legit. Does anybody send out golden letters or any of those? You know who I send them to? I send it to that list. Simon and Manny, I hope you agree with that, but that's who I send it to. Video marketing, this could include video reviews, but also, yeah, please shoot me a text. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Video reviews, video marketing, and also, you know, shoot some videos. My Instagram expert says if you don't have video and you're an agent, he says you're good for a year or two. He says in 5 or 10 years, you won't shoot video, you're not going to be an agent. I don't know. We'll see. The world's changed a lot, hasn't it? We're going to skip a little bit on funnels. That could be the email piece. But look, if they checked all these boxes, need or want to sell, opened your email, maybe saw your reviews, and you have a friend in common, would anybody pick up the phone for that call or even maybe make that call? Yeah, would that be a better call to make? I think so. From there, you just need to get your listing presentations done and take the listing. So please reach out to me. Again, my phone number is going to be on the bottom there. Here's what I want to do. I have a review from Mike Chow. Here's my thought for you. Does anybody want some of those video reviews from clients? Would that be a good thing? So look, I want to show you a video review. We got Mike Chow 6 or 7 or 8, maybe more. They're still editing some. But then he's like, Daniel, let me make one for you. Because you know what? The more you give, the more you receive. My son, so some of you said you have children. My son was like, what do you mean give what you want to get? I said, if you want to get a smile, smile. I said, if you want to get a punch in the face, punch somebody in the face. The more we put out, the more we get back, don't we? So seriously, I have my review. It's a video testimonial from Mike Chow. Check it out. It's like a minute or two, but like, look, I don't want you to watch it to think that I'm cool. Watch it and think about how all the video reviews you could be getting soon. Is that cool? So if you want, I'll play it really quick and we'll land the airplane. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Simon. And hopefully I have enough time to jump over to the other market center. But yeah, here's Mike Chow without further ado. You guys want to check it out? Was that good stuff? Yeah? Cool. Awesome. Awesome. If our video is working here. Here's what I'll do for time's sake, and obviously we're not hearing it great anyway because I got to get to the other market center. I would love it. Does anybody want to set up a one-on-one? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me grab my schedule here real quick and we'll set up a few. Thank you so much, Manny. Thank you. Listen, 1% improvement per day can get you exponential results. So get out there, do the things and get exponential. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon.